Hello friends, it's Cindy Brumbaugh from CindyLeeBDesigns.com, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Today I have a pretty in purple, and we are going to be using a new bundle that's going to be coming out in the January through June 2021 mini catalog, and it is called Always in My Heart. A great Valentine's set, but also an anniversary, and a friendship card too. The best kind of friend is the kind like you. You are always in my heart. And it comes with the floral heart dies. Now you can see these dies here are going to be cutting out images here like the leaves and the flowers. And then this beautiful big die here is an awesome one we're going to be using. It has this beautiful banner die that we're going to be using, and also what I like to call like the lacy flowers that have like an outline with them. So we're going to be using those three on our card today. Now the little trick that I did on this card is we're going to make two cards doing two die cuts, but we're going to be able to layer different colors, because you can see on this card, this is Highland Heather, which is this lacy heart with the flowers and the leaves around it, but yet I have gorgeous grape laid over top of parts of the lacy die. And then I popped in some of this beautiful black glitter paper. Now this black glitter paper is leaving the catalog on January 4th. It was in our holiday mini that is current right now. So if you have not got any of this glitter paper, it is really awesome. Different than glimmer paper that is a little bit thicker. This one has like almost a cardstock back on it, so it's very easy to cut out. And just look at that shimmer that's in it. So this is the black glitter paper, and it is leaving us, but it will be carrying over into another catalog. I do believe it's going to carry over into the next holiday catalog. We will get it back, but it's going to be leaving January 4th. So there we go. We've got this beautiful glitter paper on there. Now, because of the glitter here, I pulled out some of the silver metallic pearls on here. And you can see the texture also on this card is using the Scripty 3D embossing folder. I like this one because it's a little more than subtle, as I like to use my subtle one, and the tasteful textiles a lot now, but this Scripty one just seemed very Valentine's-y and romantic. So what I did on this card here is I changed the orientation. We've got landscape here, but I'm going to make portrait on this card. So what I did is I just cut my card differently. So this is a half sheet, and it's 11 inches by 4 1/4, and I scored it at 5 1/2. And all these measurements, colors, products, and everything I used will be in the YouTube description underneath the YouTube. You can also go over to my blog. Right under the description it says visit my blog here. That link takes you over to CindyLeeBDesigns.com, and I'll have additional photos and any other little tidbits for you. So we're going to be using basic black for that card base, and I just ran this piece of Whisper White, which is 4 excuse me, by 5 1/4, and I ran it through the Scripty. Isn't that just so pretty? I love that. So what you're going to do is you're going to have two different orientations. Now, on this card, Highland Heather layered with the gorgeous grape. So on this card, though, I'm going to show you what I did. Now, this die, when you lay it onto, okay, let's just pretend we're doing this, okay? We lay this die onto our cardstock, and what ends up coming out is this die. There's a heart in there, okay? This heart that comes out is like a solid heart, okay? But I came up with the paper conserving idea of popping this die into the middle. Now you can actually roll it at the same time, but if you are a little scared to do that, you can go ahead and just do it separately. Once the heart has come out, you can just pop it on there. But that gives you the opportunity to be able to do two of them, like do one in Highland Heather. You can see where I put those dies on there, and then you can just intermatch them, like take these flowers, put them on the darker gorgeous grape, and then you can take the ones that came out of the gorgeous grape and put them on to the Highland Heather. So isn't that cute? And like I said, then that black accent is awesome because it brings the black from the card base and the sentiment, and then I just love that glitter there. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we ran this through, and I'm going to put these dies in a safe place here. Okay, so we're going to be using this dark one, because on this one I used the Highland Heather. This one I'm going to use the Gorgeous Grape. Oh, I wanted to show you another thing I did too before I played around with, because I really do like the white on white here, but if you wanted to, you could run the opposite color that came out with your, when you ran it through the die cutting machine. You could also take this, put it into the Scripty, and you could layer your card and see. It doesn't even matter that the words don't match because your eye doesn't see that. It just sees the script. And you could also layer in that opposite color. But I wanted the white to pop out, so I didn't do that. But that's another great idea that you can do. Okay, so what we're going to do is go ahead and put our Scripty embossed panel onto our black card. Using up all my stuff here. And we'll just get a nice 1/8 inch border the whole way around the card with that beautiful Scripty 3D embossing folder. So then the next thing we're going to do is make sure we have all of our pieces popped out of our die cut here. So we're just going to pop those out. Oh, you know what? Magic of television. I already had that done, so that you didn't have to sit there and watch my expertise in popping out and making a mess. So there we go. We're going to be putting this Gorgeous Grape on here, and like I said, see the opposite colors. So what we're going to do is get some glue onto the more solid areas here on our die cut here. There's Jim down there coughing away. Okay, so there we go. Get some glue on those little solid areas of the die cut. So now we're just going to layer that centered right there on our card that is portrait style. Okay, and then what I did is there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 flowers on there, but I found it more appealing to do like a triangle of 3 with the black. And then I didn't do this one because it got too busy for me. So what we're going to do is we have the opposite color that we die cut out of the middle of the Highland Heather, and we're going to put that one here, and we're going to put one up here. And this way too, when you're doing that die cutting, you've only die cut 3, and that die has 3 flowers in it. So when you're making the card, you just know you have to do 3 for the card, and then you'll do 3 of the black. Okay, so the way to put these on, this one matches up just perfectly. So it's like a perfect match here. So put a little bit of glue on the back of there, and just the little stamens and pistils in there, you just line those up and put it right there. This one's a little more tricky. It has this little wonky with a little bit of a bump in it, and that is, you would think that Jim knew I was making a video up here. He just wants to let you guys know he's there. Okay, so you'll see that little bump that's there. So you just line up those little bumps, and that's the best way to do that. Now this one isn't perfect because it kind of overlaps on this side here. Now the next one here, we want to put in between these 2 Highland Heather ones is the black, the glittery one. So we're just going to put a little bit of the, you know, when I started making this card, I was looking at the beautiful designer paper that's going to come with these Valentine sets. And okay, sorry about that, guys. Like I said, I have to make videos in the loft, and I guess you can't help it when you're coughing. I never met a man that coughs so much. He always starts out the morning, wakes me up. I'm like, okay. All right, so now we're going to put the glittery black over here. Now this one isn't perfect either. I just line up the black stamen pistils right there in the middle of the flower, and then this is a little bit off, but your eye doesn't see it that way, but that's the way it goes. So now we have black, Highland Heather, black, Highland Heather, and we need the black one down here. And this one actually does work out perfectly. Here we go. And it's the same as this one. So you just try to find that little bumpy one right on the side, right here. And you just put the black on there. There we go. So we're almost done. We're going to use this really cool die. And this die, when you die cut it, it comes out flat like this. But whenever you can see these little score lines here that are in the die right there. You fold them back and then backwards and then frontwards, and frontwards, is that a word? And you get this really neat elevation here of the die here. So what we're gonna do is stamp though. Oop, this one, I didn't let it sit there long enough. Oop, wait, that's because I didn't put any glue on it. That's why. Aha. So a little Highland Heather here. I actually didn't glue that down. I must have just sat it there. Okay, so that one actually fits perfectly. Okay, so now you'll want to stamp this before you do the folding. So where did that go? Okay, so right here is what we're going to stamp here. And I decided to make this an anniversary card. So I just get my black memento, and like I said, I picked the black because it goes with that glittery paper. Whoop, I'm gonna wipe off my block that I got ink on when I was doing that. Okay, so this is gonna be an anniversary, so we're gonna have to turn the orientation of our banner so that it fits. And it looks like I don't have, this is the first time the anniversary has been being used, so it's got to get a little condition there. So, okay, so we're going to put that. Well, pay attention to where your score lines are. Even pressure, holding it down so the ink grabs the paper. Lift it up. Yay! Okay, set that aside. And then I'll show you the way we're going to fold it back and then fold it towards yourself. So fold it away from you, and then the next score line goes towards you, and you get that really cool look. So I'm going to put dimensionals on the back, and they are right here in front of us. So I'm going to put one here, there, and there. Now you can put this right down on your card and have it popped up, but see, I pushed it the whole way down. Now if you put 2 dimensionals, you're going to get a little more, but if you're going to put the dimensionals down, you kind of have to glue this down a little bit. I mean, this is the way I like to do it. So I'm going to put a tiny bit of glue right here and adhere that to itself. It may take a second because it's wet. You know how it is when the glue gets a little bit. Okay, so now I'll hold them. I just liked it when they were actually flat, and it still gave the dimension because it's folded back on the score lines, but then we'll just, okay. And then we are going to take the back off of our dimensionals. And I'm going to pop a little bit of glue right here on these banners. And then I'm going to just pop that banner right across the middle, making sure, okay, there we go. So there we have a beautiful banner going across, and see how like they're the same card, but they do have a different look to them depending on the orientation. And so then I just took these silver metallic pearls, and we have a new black matte black dots, enamel dots that are coming out, but they are very matte. And by them being very matte, they really looked flat against the glittery paper. So that's why I decided to go with the pearls, because the pearls have more of a sheen to them. And, you know, you see that little bit of glitter coming out of it and kind of plays off that. Plus, these kind of look almost Highland Heather. And we also have some pearls coming out that are actually in the Highland Heather color. So got a lot of pretty accessories coming out in the new mini catalog. And I am doing a paper share and an embellishment and ribbon share. So if you're interested, go over to my blog and check that out. I'll be taking, up until January 4th, I'll be taking orders on those. So it's not too late as of the time you are seeing this video. So now we're going to put our inside in. And that's just your usual 4 by 5 1/4. But we're going to do some stamping on it first. Since this is the anniversary card, I'm going to stamp the "Here's to another year of happily ever after." And where did the black ink pad go? Over here. It's a good thing you only see a tiny portion of my desk because it is filled. I actually got a little ink on this where I don't want it, so let me just pull some of that off and then ink this up again. Here's to another year of happily ever after. So I usually just line up my paper along a horizon line, and then I can stamp with even pressure. Hopefully no wiggles. There we go. And then I want to add in some of that Highland Heather. So I have that Highland Heather ink pad, and I'm going to ink up this pretty flower here. And I'm going to tuck it right in on the left side of that sentiment. There you go. And I see a black ink pad that needs a lid on it. Okay, so now I'm just going to turn this over, put a little bit of adhesive in the corners of the inside of the card. I almost thought that I stamped it in the wrong direction when I looked at the landscape card there. So you guys will have to tell me, which one do you like better? Do you like it in the landscape or the portrait? And like I said, this is really super fun to do because you can just layer the 2 different colors. So just die cut a Highland Heather, die cut a gorgeous grape, and then die cut the flower. Use the heart that was in the inside. Oh gosh, there's a dimensional back in there. And then you're kind of like making 2 cards at one time. So really cute stamp set that's coming out. So that's the Always in My Heart bundle, and it comes with the floral heart dies, this really cool banner that can be used on many different things. And where is, oh, this gorgeous die here. That's gonna, I mean, just think you could make so many different pretty things there. And I love the fact that you can layer onto this die with, things are just, there we go. You can layer these flowers onto these flowers on that die. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me at cindyleeb@gmail.com. You can always text me or call me at 724-323-2296. Again, the January through June 2021 mini catalog comes out on January 5th, live for ordering. If you have any questions or you need anything, just give me a call or send me an email. Thanks for buzzing by, friends.